The Omnic Weekly. Welcome everyone. It is Sunday, January 25th. And this is episode 187 of the Omnic Weekly. I'm D, aka Damesy, and I'm being joined by Akila.
Hello.
Hello, Akila. And with a brand new member of the cast. Not here for the first time because we had him on the last episode. Welcome, Pog.
Hello, you've made a huge mistake, and I'm here for it.
Look, the mistake started when I made a podcast. That's where it all kind of went wrong. Anything that comes after that is just an improvement, let's be honest. How are you guys doing?
So good. Big news week.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
It has been.
Let's not waste time on the weather this week.
Oh, wait, we're going to break that tradition. All right, let's go. There's going to be comments about that. You know that, right? There's going to be people in my DMs going, excuse me, we were expecting
What
a weather
about the
report.
weather?
What about it?
Yeah, well, no, same deal last week. Just go listen to the previous episode. It's the same deal. But yeah, it has been a huge week for news. I don't know what happened after they came back from holidays. It was a little slow, and I was like, oh my God, are they going to really wait till the last moment to kind of start talking? And then they were like, I don't know what they drink over there. I'm going to say Starbucks coffee because they have their campus Starbucks. And
They do have a Starbucks on site, right?
Yeah, they do.
Called my latte.
They have all these specialties that are named after heroes. I think there's like a Winston coffee and whatnot. I saw it, but didn't have the coffee.
I wouldn't like my coffee named after a monkey, to be honest.
Really?
That makes me question things. Oh, true. Oh, peanut butter.
Oh, peanut butter. Yeah, true.
Exactly. I think it is with peanut butter. It's not like there's this coffee.
Oh, that sounds good.
Isn't there this coffee that was made with coffee beans that were eaten by a monkey and then pooped out, and then they can't? Isn't that a thing?
That is
I
a
think
thing.
It's a civet. I don't know if it's a monkey. It's like a small, like other rodent thing. I've had it. It wasn't very good. Don't recommend.
Was it shit coffee?
But you've had it.
Yeah, it's pooped out beans from a civet.
Shit coffee, but
Yeah.
I mean, I always have these questions about stuff like that. Who is the first to find out? Who is the first to do something like that? How did it?
Yeah, there is something. Sorry, it's a slight tangent, but there is something in Brazil that they say that you need to cook for 17 days. Otherwise, it's poisonous and it might kill you. And I always wondered, how did they found that out? They cooked for 2 weeks and they're like, oh, Jeff's dead. Let's try it another couple of days. It's just like, how do you know that you need to cook something for 17 days before it's edible?
I mean, we've all been there. We've all had this little thing on the stove. No, we all had this pot on the stove, and we were getting distracted by something on TV. And like 3 weeks later, we're like, "Oh, this pot is still on the stove of the poisonous thing." I wonder if it's still poisonous. And
look,
you're like,
not poisonous anymore.
Go.
There we go. That actually.
So yeah, it's the same thing with the pooped coffee. It's just like, oh, this monkey or rodent ate my coffee. That's probably still doable, right? I'm just gonna try it anyway.
Just look with a paper towel, cleaning it off. It's still good. It's the 3-second rule.
3-second rule.
17-day rule.
Yeah. If it comes out of the back end, it should not be on the floor for longer than 3 seconds. That's the rule. Otherwise, it's going to be bad. Anyways, let's just talk about Overwatch, shall we? And maybe let's start out with the thing that happened first, because 2 weeks ago, they released this drop, what they call it, like a little snippet of lore that was Winston basically reading out the message that he sent to people in Overwatch. But that joined Overwatch. It was kind of nice to hear that message, because it's like the reboot of Overwatch, and they used Anran and Freya as Wuyang, as an example, because they both got a coin like that. So everybody was like, I also made a video about it, but at that point, I was already kind of going, it might be Emre, because there have been a lot of stuff about Emre too. But everybody was like, Amron is going to join. And then suddenly they dropped that whole Freya and Emre thing. So for the people that missed it, let me just give you a quick rundown without going too much in details, not to spoil it. But basically, Freya found Emre. And turns out he had a bit of a new haircut. What do you guys think of his haircut? Have you seen his haircut?
He looks so cute.
He looks
There,
feral.
I said it.
He looks feral. Have you like the cover of that comic?
In a very hot way.
Kila is,
I need to be the voice of this here.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
He's cute, guys.
But they had this whole Beauty and the Beast thing going on the cover. Did you see that? It was like it had a bit of a cloak and dagger feel for me personally too, from Marvel Rivals. Mm-hmm. Like a couple just standing back to back, and he had the Beast feel to it, and she was the Beauty. I mean,
listen, it's going to be very hard to talk about it without any spoilers, because you said like they had this couple vibe, and there's so much in the comic as well that hints to a possible previous entanglement. I don't know how to put it.
I've always been convinced that she had a crush on him. There's like one shot in an earlier comic, there's one panel where she looks up at him, and the look in her eyes, I mean, it's a comic, it's a drawing, but whoever made that, the artist that made that drawing, kudos, because that was very good. The look in her eyes as she looks up to him was like, all right, I think something else is going on there.
She fancies him.
Yeah.
But I think this time they didn't use the words like they were an item, but there are so many hints that I think that they were an item, in a sense of like the way that Moira talks about them, that she's like, oh, you're, I don't know, I don't remember the word, but it's like your cozy up buddy. She makes it sound like they were a bit more than that. And also, come on, she meets his parents.
Oh yeah,
you know,
that's true.
You don't just introduce, and this is my friend. And the comment of his mom is like, "Oh, such a pretty friend. She looks so beautiful." And it's like, come on, guys, they're a thing.
Especially because the Turkish parents are like much like Italian, Spanish, Greek parents. Like very, if you introduce someone to your parents, that is step one.
It's
basically
serious.
The whole plan. Yeah. You don't just bring a random girl
to approve first.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I actually glanced over that detail. That is nicely spotted, the parents. I found it...
Nice. I think as a Latin child, I know that like your mom's approval means a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So the minute that there's like... And also, like you said, you don't bring anyone home to your mom. So the minute that she's like, oh yeah, there is this whole panel of them with the parents, and the mom's comment is just like, oh, I'm glad he introduced one of his friends, especially such a pretty one. You're like, I see you.
Mom's making plans. Mom's is already showing.
Mom wants grandchildren.
Yeah. She's seeing little Emre and Freya's running around. Yeah. That is a detail I missed. But yeah, I think we all kind of noticed that something is going on between those two. But I guess we're going to find out how they kind of drifted apart. And I love how she just goes over all the Talon members asking those questions, and Moga is somewhere on the beach sipping a cocktail.
Yeah.
Like, just like whatever's. That man has made it
It's
into
so
a job.
good.
Yeah.
I was reading it. I actually played the video on stream, and I was reading it and stopping it and also commenting it. And my point was exactly that. You have this like ongoing investigation, and it's like, what happened to my old friend from Overwatch? Then you have this panel of Freya in sunglasses, in shorts, with a drink in her hand, talking to Mauga, who is like absolutely like open shirt, and it's like, yeah. It's just like it's so out of tone with the other panels that are like, I'm here interviewing old colleagues, but so right and so perfect for Mauga. And just to see Freya in that dress, I was like, I want that skin. I want the Freya summer skin to be that one.
Denim Freya. Oh my god, that would sell really well.
Denim Freya, with Ray-Ban aviators.
She just needs some kind of cape. Let's be it. A towel, a beach towel.
A beach towel.
A beach towel.
Fixed it. Beautiful. See, we can design skins.
There, Blizzard, we've done it.
Yeah, exactly. Another panel that stuck out for me was Widow. I know it's kind of on point, it's on brand, but the way she's just standing with her one leg on a table or like a chair or something, just with the lifted leg, like, lady, just chill for 1 minute. I'm asking a simple question. Have you seen my axe? No need to get your foot up this thing. And why are you holding a rifle of all things? What are you doing? Where are you going? I'm just asking a question.
I think
Please
Widow, as a former ballerina, which I don't know if she is, but she has so many ballet emote.
I think she was,
but
yeah.
that she needs to show you how flexible she is at all times.
At
So
all
she's
times.
the person that you're talking to her, and she'll do a split on the wall and say, "You were saying," you know.
When she goes
That's Widow
shopping,
in my head.
when she goes shopping at the
Yeah,
registers,
it's
she's
just
like with her one leg up on the conveyor belt, going, "How much is it?" Yeah,
And the lady's like, "You don't have to do this."
please don't do that because I'm going to move the belt and it's going to become really awkward. Yeah,
But please put your foot down, woman.
No, we're making
yeah.
fun of that, but they're trying to set a tone, of course. Same with Reaper. So, to continue the story, she asks all these former Talon members, like, what they know about her. And the one that she asks that she has the most screen time at, let's call it that, is, of course, our friend Moira.
Yeah.
I said it in my video. I enjoy playing her. She's a fun support to play with, and especially in Stadia. But oh my god, is she seriously, like the way that she behaves is so. Oh my god!
Listen,
You forget how awful she is.
Yeah,
I wholeheartedly agree. And the panel of the bunny broke my heart because if you watch the comic in the read out version, the bunny actually squirms a little bit, and there's a little and it's and it's horrible. But I will say something. One of the reasons why I love Moira, I've said, I think that the characters that we've known for longer obviously seem like they are super fleshed out, and I think Moira is exactly one of the characters that have most depth and complexity, because yes, she's a piece of but also with her interactions with other characters. I can curse.
yeah,
Yes,
of course. I just censor myself for the for the funnies, for the jokes, but she's a cunt. That's what I
Oh
said.
God, you don't know what you've done, D. No, I'm joking.
This is a podcast.
But seriously, yes, I think that I don't like when I'm overly critical. But for example, Juno is a character that bothers me a little bit because I find her a little bit one-dimensional. She's so lost that she's not very interesting. And I think that why Moira is interesting is because, yes, she's a horrible person, but at the same time, you get to see or to hear interactions in game of her that is like, there is a gray area. You know what I mean? It's like for example, she has a great interaction with May that she's like, that's from admiration. It's like, oh, you are a genius. Would you like to join us? And May's like, no thanks. But what I mean is, like, she's not a piece of shit to everyone. You know what I mean? She doesn't come from. She's not a single tone, and I love that about her. But yes, she is horrible, and she was experimenting on bunnies.
Oh yeah, that bunny. Well, let's be honest. The bunny did not look good to start out with because it had red eyes and whatnot.
No,
they already had suffered quite a lot.
Some bunnies have red eyes, don't they? Is that a thing?
they do, but this one was kind of alien.
This was not the case. It was not an albino bunny.
No.
But I did like.
Also, but to sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go on. I was just going to say, just a huge compliment to the voice acting. The comic is narrated by Olivia Lee Anderson. Their voice is Freya. And like you mentioned in your video, Dee, she does read every other character except one.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, I found that she made such lovely and high-skilled and impressive impressions of the other characters without it sounding like a mockery, and also without sounding flat. So for example, even though she's the one reading Moira's lines, you can tell it's Moira. There's just that intonation. There's just like, I found it really impressive, the texture of her voice acting. Yeah.
She managed to kind of take on the character without kind of going into, like you said, like a mockery or she stayed true to her own voice, but used certain tones and mannerisms to kind of convey the message that, which not all of those voice actors have been able to do. Some of them, because they don't know all the characters. Like, I think she kind of knows who Moira is, at least. And doing manga,
you gave that impression for sure. Like, as a person who has played way too much Moira, like there's some texture in Moira's voice, some intonation that felt really familiar that she did when she read Moira. And also, I think she gets a hint of a French accent when she reads Widowmaker. So I really like the way that she managed to make this difference between the characters in a way, like you said, that sounds really knowledgeable about who those characters are and how they're voiced, but also at the same time without crossing a line of like, oh, this looks like a caricature of the other voices, or also without just sounding like herself, because it is a comic with different voices with lots of dialogue. So kudos to them. Yeah, I thought it was really impressive audio version.
Yeah, I'll try and figure out if we can invite her to the podcast one day, so you can tell yourself that you were impressed by that.
Yay!
But that gives me a nice little bridge to what you told me. So the comic kind of continues before we go to the second part of the comic where the big reveal actually happened. Yeah, one of the things that stood out was that she did all the voices except for Emre's voice. He doesn't have multiple voices. At least he might have. We don't know, because he definitely has a personality issue. But they just slid that in there. And I found him to have a really nice voice. I was really kind of happy with, because how do you voice a character like that? It was a kind of a cool sounding voice. So that was a big hint at what I think is one of the things that I kind of grabbed and was like, oh shit, he's going to be the next hero. Sorry, Akila, I heard you breathe. I thought you were going to add something.
No, sorry.
I mean, it's
Okay.
why would they voice him, right? If he's not going to be more involved in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, voice just him.
But not only that,
Why
like they
just
also,
him?
Amran also has a voice actress, Fariha, the fellow content creator. But the fact that they do it in this comic at this moment, I mean, that is not a coincidence.
It's just too, it's just too perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that is their biggest kind of hint at, okay, this is going to be the next hero. Forget about all the rest. Amran is possibly going to come later. But let's ask the next question. If Emre is going to be joining, what is going to be the role? And I think the comic also kind of gave a hint towards that, because later in the comic, we discover that Emre is kind of mind controlled. And he is looking very, beastly, or like Kila calls it, hot.
Huge.
Yeah.
Listen.
He has all these augmentations.
Listen, a complicated man.
I think that might be it. Yeah, let's call it that. He looks complicated.
I just realized that I spent some time defending Moira, and now this person who is described as a cold-hearted killer, I'm like, listen, hear me out.
Yeah, no, but I think that is
very
what.
Good for me.
I think what the thing is that draws. I'm just going to. Pardon me that I'm making these assumptions, but what I think you're going for is the fact that, yeah, sure, he looks like scary and whatnot, but deep inside, he is still Emre. You know, I think it's those layers like that kind of misunderstood kind of figure thing. I can't completely understand that. That's why series like Beauty and the Beast as a movie works so well, because it's layers, like Shrek.
Yeah, there's layers. Yeah.
But anyway,
I've seen some theories about this.
Oh, go ahead.
Have you seen the theory that they think, like, back in the original Overwatch pitch, there's a character called Hive Mind? Have you seen about this?
No.
No.
So there's a character called Hive Mind, and I guess if you extrapolate what that means, like mind control sort of things, like, could that be like a little red herring for what Emre?
Oh yeah. You mean that Hive Mind is controlling him? Well. What the thing is,
like, it would make sense about what's happening in the comic, or like he's a different character, or things have changed, or something's going on. He feels controlled or different. So it's like, maybe there's something in that theory as well.
I need to check that, because that would maybe tie into another theory. The theory that is now most used, and the one that I also mentioned in my video, is at some point. So the whole thing kind of, he starts shooting at everybody. He has this hardlight gun that he uses. He sets off a huge explosion. He's actually hacking into stuff, which is also very interesting, because he looks like he's a hybrid between an Omnic and a human, or he's cybernetically kind of changed a lot. Is that there's like a logo on his chest. And I first glanced over that logo until someone in my chat called it out, like, wait, isn't that the logo for the eye? If you don't know the eye is not the official name of whatever the eye is, but it's been a thing since Sombra was released. When they did Sombra's origin story, she talked about this organization that she was doing investigations on, and it was connected to everybody. It was like Illuminati, it was like that kind of shit. Like, it was central of everything. It had connections to all organizations, Talon, Overwatch, Lumerico, Helix Securities, like everything that we know was connected to what they call the Eye, what is sometimes also called the conspiracy. And that same logo was on his chest. But I did not know about Hive Mind. So maybe Hive Mind is, in a way, something that is connected to that. I need to look into that. I didn't know that. But yeah, basically the Eye or the conspiracy is this kind of web. Nobody knows what's behind it. It's been a thing for 10 years because Sombra has almost been out for 10 years now. Well, the Overwatch has been out for almost 10 years. But now they're kind of putting this front and center, which is interesting. It's kind of a big deal. And it kind of raises questions about who is going to be the next bad guy, because I don't know, like an organization like that is often perceived as evil, but I think they're just kind of, how do I put this? Evil, good, agnostic. I don't know. They're just like doing their own thing and they don't care if they hurt anybody or they help anybody. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
There are definitely examples in real life. Anyways, but there's also
it's kind of like, sorry, there's just like in terms of morality, just to give an example of that, it's like that TV show Dexter, because people are like, oh yeah, he's a serial killer, but he's a serial killer that only kills serial killer. So you're kind of in that like, okay, he's doing a bad thing because he's killing people, but also he's doing something good? Question mark? Or just like, or the opposite of morality of going like, I just do what is good for me, which she's kind of goes well as well with Sombra. Sombra seems to be very much a character like, I want this thing. If this is a good thing for whoever, great. If it's not my problem, kind of thing.
Oh, I have a different feel with Sombra. I feel like Sombra acts that way, but secretly,
yeah, but she's a softie, isn't she?
Softie, yeah.
She does feel caring, yeah.
Like with Sigma,
she's
you're
been
right.
protecting.
Yeah. I think it's a shield. She's in a pawn Talon that she doesn't feel comfortable in. She is not Talon. She's not like Widow. She's not like. I mean, there's a reason that she didn't get questioned by Freya in the comic, is because, well, she's tied into the Eye. But second, she's also that character that doesn't just
she's
go.
Disobeyed Talon, right?
She's what?
She's undermined them. She's disobeyed them and undermined them in a few.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, she has worked against them. Like there have been a few. Yeah. That one animated short with Volskaya Industries where she just kind of manages to manipulate everything, but you can tell that they know that she's behind it. I mean, she thinks she's clever, that she's kind of just doing her thing, but I think they're onto her. They just know that for now she's useful. Let's keep it at that. And the losses that we kind of rack up are not that important, so it's okay. The price that they pay for keeping her around and using her quite manageable. At least that's what I think is happening here. But I think it's that thing. It's that duality of they just do what they think needs to happen, and sometimes, depending on your position in that whole web, it will be to your advantage, and it will feel like they did something good, and other times it will feel like they are screwing you over. That kind of organization.
One thing that was very clear at the end is that he's definitely being controlled.
Yeah.
We don't know by whom or what, but there is a very clear divide between. Also, I love the way that he calls her Frey. He's just like between like murder machine and like Frey. Is that you?
Yeah.
You know.
That's the layers falling off again.
That made it.
That's a vulnerability. Yeah. I totally get it. And then they just abruptly ended it. The demon was gone, and then bam, we're never going to know. Well, we're going to know, but at that moment,
and then they banged. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to. Now, this is a conspiracy theory held by no one else but me. That is based on nothing else but what I like it to be. So no scientific anything basis for this, but
are you still talking about
I did notice that obviously.
Oh, no, okay, sorry.
No, no, that is a fact. That's a fact. That happened. No, but because obviously, if we're getting Emre as the new hero, we're gonna have a Turkish hero.
Yes.
And my conspiracy theory is that maybe we get a Turkish map as well. Because one thing that conspiracy theory, because the only thing that I saw in the comic was like the first place that Freya goes to look for him or to look for information about him is a map, which is Monte Carlo or Circuit Royale. And then she goes to another place that is a map, and then she goes to Istanbul. And I was like, oh, that's not a map. And if we're getting a Turkish hero, are we getting a Turkish map? And again, this is based on absolutely nothing else but that. But I hope it's true, because it would be a beautiful map.
It would, yeah. I think it would
They've
be a
done
beautiful
that with a lot of heroes in the past. Yeah.
Yeah, but usually there's like a little time between the moment that they release a hero and then we see their home location. But I think that would be an interesting idea. They just kind of, because if they want to build on the story more in 2026 and beyond.
Imagine we get to see his parents in the map.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. I would like that. I know that they don't do NPCs and whatnot because they would get in the way and kind of stuff like that. And, I use those bikes on Route 66 to hide my Torbjorn turret. I could possibly do the same with his parents, and that would not be okay if I did that. Let's be honest.
Stick a turret on Mum's head.
Yeah, and Mum was going to be like, are you staying for lunch?
Yeah. Using anchor bolts on Dad's belly. There we go. Right there. Enjoy. I mean, there's many reasons.
Didn't you guys mention the last time that we recorded a podcast that it was Pog even that said that, is it Junkertown somewhere? There's someone singing in the shower, or you guys mentioned something like that, right?
Yeah.
But that's a voice. Yeah, that's a voice. That's something different from having the actual model in there.
No, yeah, but I thought maybe we could hear his parents.
Yeah. That would be a thing. Like, yeah, you just.
I don't want to murder them, D.
No, that is just it. You wouldn't be able to murder them, but it would be extremely funny if you have a Torbjorn walking into your living room, setting up a turret on your kitchen table, and you're just eating right there. Oh, you want to join in? You want to grab a plate? No, I'm going to use your table to kill people. All right, bye.
And I love the idea of these couple having dinner, and you're like, "Don't mind me," and installing like half of the table is just a turret. Just don't worry about it. Just you're fine.
That could be it, that you hear them talking and whatnot. I think they definitely need to do more stuff like that. Anything is possible because they clearly want to integrate lore and the maps way better. One example that we got, and maybe I'm jumping ahead a little bit here. I think we got everything covered, right, with Emre. He's possibly going to be the next hero. He's tied into the Eye. We don't know who the Eye is. We all have our theories on who they could be.
His phrase X.
There's going to be banging going on. So we got that covered. Yes. But then just yesterday, they started this big tidal wave of Talon content. And we're going to dive into that a little later. But one of the things we got to see in that wave of content was a shot of Rialto where Doomfist was being all tough guy in his Talon skin. And behind him, you could see Rialto, but there were like new walls, huge fortified walls with humongous turrets on top of it. And a flag showing the new logo for Talon. So Rialto is getting a lore makeover, which I think if they want to add a new map, and they want to tie in the maps to lore, I think your Istanbul idea is not too far-fetched, Akil. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I think that would actually be a cool idea. I would love to.
Listen, we already pitched the Freya skin. We pitched the map. Blizzard needs to get on this podcast and hire all of us.
Exactly. They just not. I mean, do we want to work for Blizzard? Maybe not, but just get a. It's fine. You can use our ideas. Maybe send us some loot or something. It's fine. But to go back to the Talon thing.
Yeah, send us some bundles.
Some what? Some. I thought you said muggles.
Bundles.
Oh, like bundles. Yeah.
What?
Well, you want free stuff.
Free stuff, yeah.
I want free stuff. We want free stuff.
I thought you said muggles. By the way, I was like, wait, what is going on? What did you know about a Harry Potter crossover that you didn't tell us about? What's going on, Kayla?
No, imagine. Speaking of which, after the last episode, immediately after the episode, I did get the Orisa Mythic weapon, and it was one of the best purchases I've made.
See, welcome to the club.
I just want to say that. It makes me happy. Yeah. Every time he goes, and it comes up, makes me happy, guys. Dude,
it's an easy
go and get stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Kayla came on my stream and she told me, like, you and Paul convinced me. I bought it. I got it.
I did. I had some mythics just sitting there. I was like, oh, let's check this out. And now I am repeatedly pulling patches out of that thing.
It brings joy to your day. Whatever is happening, you could be losing a game,
fun.
but just watching that weapon go off and just these stars and whatnot, you're just like, never mind. We don't need to win. I'm in my happy place. All is good.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Don't look at my kill or my scoreboard. Only patchy.
Just look at the patches. Look, pretty. Look at the pretty.
We actually made it into a thing where we tried to guess how many patches or how many reloads it takes before we get the golden patchy. And I'm generally standing in spawn going, wait, guys, wait. Let me do one more. No. Oh,
wait.
shit. I'm squeezing it. Wait. Another one. Yeah, we lost a lot.
Actually, I haven't figured out how to squeeze them.
It happens randomly.
Oh, you keep tapping R, so you keep tapping reload and it holds onto it.
Yeah, but it's not every time,
okay.
right? It's like sometimes it will be random that she holds onto it, and then if you keep tapping R, it will do it. I don't know. I felt like it was random.
No.
Is it every
hold
time?
it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a skill issue on my part then.
Trust me. I've spent a lot of hours doing this.
squeezing the patchy.
I spent a lot of hours squeezing Pachamaris out of my gun.
Wait. Do you hold it down or do you tap it? Because I'm about to try this. Okay,
yeah, tap it.
Mm.
Yeah, and then it just
Talon, guys.
yeah. Sorry, we got distracted. But rightfully so. They started this whole thing with Talon. It started out with Endgame. I saw people kind of going, hey, what the hell? Why is the Talon logo on the home screen now? It was around 8 p.m. here in Europe. And they basically replaced Endgame. They replaced all of the Overwatch logos with Talon logos. And then the whole social campaign started where the website, all of the socials were taken over by Talon. And they started kind of, talking out of the Talon standpoint, which was funny at times. Where we just... Well, there was one example that someone told me yesterday. What was it again? I can't think of it. It was such an appropriate response in... someone asked something like a lore question. Does this mean that Archives is going to come back? That was it. Does this mean Archives is coming back? And the account owner, let me archive this comment. Talon. Like those types of responses.
That seems fun.
Yeah.
If you're like social media doing that, what a joy.
They had
for
fun.
24 hours.
They had so much fun. And
they went so hard on the Talon stuff that the server broke.
Oh yeah. Let's address that. So they did the whole campaign. Everybody's like, "What's happening?" We were talking on my stream for about an hour about all this. We jump into the game. 15 minutes in, just all of the servers went boom. And then we spent about 90 minutes just looking at that screen and just talking and talking and talking.
That was great.
Yeah,
that was a very entertaining stream. I was there for it. That you should just do that every time. Don't bother playing the game. Just talk about Overwatch. People love listening to you talk about that.
I think I'm the only Overwatch creator that got double the amount of viewers because the servers were down. Because everybody came to tell me, do you know what's going on with the servers? And they just stuck around. And at some point, it was just like, people keep flooding in just to ask me and they stick around. And the moment the servers came back, everybody was like, hey, peace out. We're going to play. See you, buddy.
Peace out. We're going to...
There might be something about people aren't at your stream for your gameplay. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. No, I think that is a testament to my skill. Yeah, you don't need to watch him for the gameplay, but if things go down, he might be entertaining. So, that was.
Did you also see that that Overwatch Japan tweeted 2 weeks ago with yesterday's date, like hinting at this event coming? There was like no context or no anything, but Play Overwatch Japan just posted simply the 24th of. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, 24th of January. Wait, they did it a month ago. Wasn't
it the 10th of January or something? I remember that tweet.
No, I'm looking at the tweet right now. 2026-01-24.
Oh damn!
And that's the entire tweet.
Because it was kind of...
That's when the servers went down.
When the servers went down. They predicted when the server was going down, yeah. No, but I remember that tweet, and I remember it getting debunked because it kind of was about... what was it again? About an esports event that was going to happen or something like that in Japan. But it might not be a coincidence.
I saw they were live, yeah.
that they did something.
They
just
were
at that
actually
same
live,
moment.
and there was.
Yeah, that would make
Yeah.
sense. That would make sense that they had an esports event going on, and that Blizzard at that moment also does all of this. Yeah, that actually ties in. I completely forgot about that tweet. Yeah, well, they clearly have been working on this. They have been planning this for a long time, because just, if you have to change the logos in game, all the social accounts, and this whole streak of communication.
And
because
even Battle.net, right?
Yeah, everything. And the logos for Overwatch everywhere got, instead of the orange, they got the red, which had a lot of people thinking like, oh, are they going to change the name of the game, or is it going to be Overwatch 1 again? Like all of these questions that have been flying around. Everybody had theories about this. But they're basically hinting at, in my opinion at least, this is not confirmed officially, but that is the season 21 is going to be all about Talon and all about Vendetta, because that was basically the gist of all of it, is that Vendetta is taking over. The new logo for Talon, which looks gorgeous. I think it's a step up.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It doesn't look like the Tesla logo anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of the comments I saw, and I completely agree. But it took me quite a while. Like, I saw a wolf in there somewhere for the longest time. I was like, yeah, there's like a bit of it. And then at some point, it just snapped. I don't know what it was. I'm a graphic designer. I should have seen it immediately. But
I should know this.
Yeah, but I think it was because I was doing
craft.
So much. I was doing just talking to the chat and whatnot. And then suddenly I was looking at it, and it just kind of snapped. The wolf face just snapped in my focus. And I was like, oh, shit. That is a wolf logo. So there's no other way. There's no other possible explanation than Vendetta is going to take over Talon. I think, period. There's no discussion.
Yeah.
Which immediately raised a lot of questions. And I made a whole video about that too. Man, I've been making videos this week, like one after the other, because they keep dropping all this shit. But what happens to Doomfist? What is going to happen to him? Dun, dun, dun. You guys know my opinion. You know what I think. But what were you guys thinking? Like, because Doomfist was not, to just give you a little more context, they shared a bunch of images that you can use for your phone or whatnot. Doomfist was not on those images. All of the other Talon members, including that cunt Moira, were on there, but no Doomfist. So
surely he doesn't survive a hostile takeover. Like, could they kill him off? I would love that.
Yeah.
Please get rid of him. No. But like, they can't actually. I would actually just love the idea of them teasing him to be killed off, like disable him for the last week of the season or something now. Just to sort
people
of go,
would
what's
lose
happening
their
here?
shit.
Well, they did move drives a week earlier, so I don't know. They don't want to do it during drives.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't even think
after.
about that. They moved drives to a week earlier.
Yeah, they did. I think they got to do something. Yeah.
Good. No, I was just going to say that Pog made a very funny comment that's like, imagine that they drop the mythic skin for Doomfist and then just delete him off the game.
Spend your
the big
money.
Overwatch rug pull.
Oh my God.
Spend all your money on the mythic. He's dead. He's gone.
He's gone. You can't play him ever again.
Sucked in. He'll take my money.
I suggested that they were going to keep him in the game as a Force Ghost. That you will be playing a Force Ghost throughout the whole game. He's dead. I don't think that is going to happen. Yeah, clearly they're not going to remove any character based on the lore.
No.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where you break with the lore, but let's be honest, it's still a game. But I would not hold it against him to kill him. I would not. I have been ranting about this for 2 days straight because some people in my community are like, no, they're not going to kill him. He is going to step aside for her, which I could completely respect their opinions on this. But I'm like, this is Doomfist, guys.
No way.
The shit he has done.
I was going to say that. No, carry on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that I think that apart from being really silly, one thing that I can bring to this table is I am a professional screenwriter and I spent the longest time studying story structure, story building, world building, character creation, blah, blah, blah. And there's nothing more that it's less satisfying than you building a character so much that you know how this character would behave and then them doing something completely opposite. And I'm saying this because the whole philosophy of storytelling backs you, D. Doomfist, the way that we know the character, the way that we know his philosophy, the way that we know how he behaves with other characters and himself would not step aside for anyone.
No,
So
you're not.
if he does that, it would be such a frustrating turn to that character unless there is a big plot twist to justify that. That would be a terrible thing to story-wise to happen to this character, because we know this character well enough to say exactly what you said. He wouldn't step aside. He just wouldn't. He would fight her, and one of the two of them would die for the control of this. Also, Doomfist is very power-oriented, very control-oriented. So unless they have a really big ace up their sleeve, story-wise, to say this is why he would do such a thing, it would make no sense, in my opinion. And not just as an Overwatch enjoyer, that as screenwriters, like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, that is indeed the way I thought about it. And then on top of that, if you look, that is one end of the story, Doomfist and his behavior. But then you have Vendetta. She's not stupid too. She knows. She's been preparing this for so long. This has been a part of her life for, I don't know how long it's been since her dad died, and that she's been a gladiator. I don't think they ever kind of dated it or how long it actually took, but this has been her obsession for such a long time to take back Talon. For her to just kind of, I don't know, defeat him and leave him there on the floor alive, that is not happening. She knows who he is. She knows what he's up to. She knows what he's capable of. If she doesn't kill him right there, right then, that is going to come and bite her in the ass. And
she doesn't strike me as someone who shows mercy as part of like being a gladiator or anything like that, right?
She killed that one guy in the comic just to send a message. She's going to leave him alive? No freaking way. Or maybe there might be, again, like Killa said, there might be a certain plot twist where when they were young, Doomfist actually saved her at some point or did something for her that kind of has built up his credit, where she's like, all right, you saved me like when I was a kid. I'm going to grant you
the debt is paid.
Yeah, but that would be a very I would be disappointed if
that would still be frustrated.
Yeah.
Because
that would still be disappointed unless there's something really big that they can justify. I don't know. Like, we would need to study Doomfist's character and see what makes sense. Like, does he have any relationship that we don't know that she could hold in the balance to? Like, one thing that I like is that Overwatch has set up these institutions to be very political in a sense of politics is a currency. Like, that there is blackmailing, there is information trading, there is an information stealing. So maybe if they have something on Doomfist, but I struggle to think what would make Doomfist give up on something this big. Like, something like a long lost sister or somewhere is just not enough to justify this. A man like this that has done what he has and behaves the way that he does to go like, okay, I will step away from this. So, yeah, I can't think of something. And like you said, Dee, it would be very disappointing if it was something as small as, oh, yeah, you helped me back in the day. So,
yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Oh, good.
The one thing
we're good.
The one thing I can think of.
Share coffee together.
You hold that last piece of sugar from me. You gave it to me when I had my coffee. I've always appreciated that because I need my coffee in the morning. Now, the one thing I can think, I was thinking while you were saying that, because you said something like a plot twist. The one thing I can think that would keep Doomfist alive is if she lost control over the situation at that point, that she defeats him, and that there's something that happens which forces both parties to kind of separate. And that could be something huge, explosive, like, they lose each other and she
like
doesn't
Emre?
Maybe. Or Max coming in, because Max has been looking in a way, he's been trying to get away from Doomfist, but Max is not the one to just kind of walk away and not look behind his back. Max would be the one to strategize and trying to build up credit with Doomfist to kind of take control over this situation or their relationship. That he swoops in, and that the moment that Doomfist is down, kind of just drags him away, which Doomfist would not appreciate. I don't think Doomfist would be happy about that. Those are the only things I can think about.
It would feel humiliating.
Yeah, he would be upset about that.
I'm mad at Max, by the way, because we'd had a Maximilian Vault recently. And I think Max was high to give me the offers that he did. I'm very mad at him.
I think
that was the worst vault in the history of vaults for me.
seriously, all my vaults have been bad. I think I bought overall of all the vaults we had, about like 1 or 2 skins. That was it. I really kind of, because literally I was looking at my balance and going, yeah, whatever. I have plenty of coins. Let me just spend this because maybe one day I'll be happy that I have this one. Because Max is, I don't know. I think Max is just constantly drunk. He might be using the wrong fluid to fill his circuits or something.
Honestly, at least before Max gave me skins that I didn't like, but of characters that I actually play. So I play a lot of support, so I had a lot of options of Kiri skins and a Moira skin once, and Mercy skins, and one Ashe there because I was playing a lot of Ashe. This time, it was a bunch of people that I don't play. So I had 2 options of Sojourn skins, and I'm like, I haven't played Sojourn in like 4 seasons.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? I'm trying to climb up to Diamond, so I've just been playing support for the solid 100 hours or something. And he's like, here's a Sojourn skin. You don't like that one? How about another Soldier skin? I was like, Max, no. He's like, what are you doing?
I can imagine you talking to your PC like, Max, no, what are you doing?
Max.
Clicking the next card. Max, please.
It
Negotiating
kept
with
getting
Max.
worse.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm mad at him. We're not on good terms.
that vault has never really worked like it was supposed to work. Like from the start, they said like it's going to take into account the heroes you play the most. But the thing is, of course, that we already like the heroes that you play. You already have so many skins for those heroes. Mm-hmm. So when you start kind of calculating the chances of which skins you should be getting, the skins that you don't know for the heroes you don't play are going to be so plentiful. I don't know. It is a.
I think I suggested the Reinhardt skin. I probably have played 2 hours of Reinhardt in my whole history of Overwatch, including Overwatch 1. It's just like, I don't understand. Why is this here?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It is.
Sorry, that's another tangent from when you mentioned Max. I was like, that bitch.
Do you want me to censor you while you say that just for the jokes? Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, do that. Do you want me to say it again?
Yeah, of course, yeah. For the funnies.
Okay, it's like, Max, that...
There we go. We got it covered. No, look, Max was also not in the pictures, by the way, that they shared for Talon members, but Max is not a hero. So I don't think that kind of correlates. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think the chances of Doomfist dying are pretty high. We know that they planned to kill off a hero back when Overwatch 2 PvE was still a thing. That was supposedly, from what we've heard, were going to be Reinhardt, which would have been devastating for a fake Reinhardt like myself. But
if people know my background, I've been advocating for Reinhardt to die for quite a while. And Mercy, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, everybody has their favorites they want to see die. But
listen, I think Reinhardt, he has had a good life.
Yeah. Oh my God, are we going to pull
He
that
has
card?
He had a good run.
Can we be
He
honest?
had a good run.
I think there's certain heroes that, if we look at what they can still contribute to society, I think Reinhardt still has a lot of. He still has a lot of stuff to do. There's others that I feel like would be better off just getting in the way. And Doomfist maybe one.
Yeah, I don't want to start this conversation actually as a person who's going to. It's because as a person who is about to turn middle-aged in 2 weeks, I don't want to be on the wrong side of this.
This conversation.
It's
Exactly.
like, yes.
Exactly.
He has a lot to contribute, guys. Don't put him down.
Yeah, that's what you need to look at. But anyways, while we were talking about PvE, one of the things that I also I'm not excluding in this case that I've talked about on my stream, but I don't want everybody to get too excited about is the possibility, could you imagine, that they bring back something like archives events, that the way they're going to that Rialto map we saw wasn't necessarily the PvP map, but it was actually a set for the archives event or mission that is going to show how she takes over Talon and how she fights Doomfist. That we're going to be helping both teams out with different characters. I really wonder who's going to be on the side of Vendetta, though. That might just be a random pool of heroes that they can think of. But that would be.
I think they must be hinting towards some kind of like archive-like event, because still, just when people like snoop in Overwatch, there's this Zarya new era skin that's just sitting in the background unreleased at the moment, which is like doesn't say it's a shop skin, doesn't say it's anything. So it must be some kind of free skin or achievement skin you can earn, and it's going to happen this season. But like, what's that about? I'm sort of like very curious about what's going to happen with that. I don't know. It's called New Era.
That's just come back a few times. That skin. Yeah, you talked about it. And her gun's
got like an Overwatch logo and stuff. It's like something's going to happen. But I think the old archives, they've pretty much said, right, that they're never coming back because they're like broken in such a way. Something is that what that was said about that a while ago?
That is one of the things that goes around that I often see in my comments, but I've never seen them officially say that. I mean, everything I can understand, like with the new engine, that things will break and whatnot. But I mean, whatever breaks, you can fix it if you're kind of if you want to. Build stadium from the ground up, so to speak. Well, not from the ground up, but
that's true.
There's stuff that they can fix, that they can figure out.
I prefer new stuff, though, right? I don't need to play the old content. I'd rather new content.
Yeah, true. Although I do think a lot of people would enjoy playing through the old content again to see those. There's a few fan favorites in there. Although people should also realize that if you play them once, twice, or 3 times, you're kind of done with them. And to be fair, I mean, they were fun. One run things, and I think that is going to stick around. I don't know what they could do with these if they release a new archives mission, but if they plan to do this as a storytelling way on which they release these story missions on a regular basis, these archives type of deals, anytime that they push the story in a new direction, I'm here for it. I would definitely like to see stuff like that.
Totally.
Thinking a little bit, just going back to Doomfist's possible death, the thing that always comes to my mind, but it will also make it difficult to integrate it in the game, is that technically we have had in the past a lot of in the lore, a lot of Overwatch heroes die per se. So for example, like if we think about Reaper and Genji, that there's a lot of story about like, okay, you as a person, you die and then you are saved in some kind of way and then become something else. So I was thinking a lot about, is there something that they could do with Doomfist along those lines of like, yeah, you're destroyed, this form and this person and this, you're destroyed, but there is something that can be salvageable and happen story-wise to keep this character in play that wouldn't also mean a complete cosmetic makeover, if that makes sense. Because with Reaper and Genji, obviously they were saved between inverted commas. They died and they were saved and they became something else. And I'm thinking like there could be a way out lore-wise of she kills Doomfist, someone rescues them, but can they do that without making him, for example, into mostly Omnic or without any custom? So I'm trying to, meet where does story meet production in terms of, because it would be a little bit weird to say this character died in the lore, but he's still playable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was thinking like, but at the same time, is it viable to make this character look completely different? Probably not. The skins are not a problem because we have Hanzo, Genji. I use a Reaper skin that is his glorious self prior to whatever happened to him. So the skins are not a problem, but like would that be maybe a way of integrating story and game?
Just with one skin, basically, that they release a skin that shows his new form.
Yeah, it's like Dead Doomfist.
What if they
name of the episode, Zombie Doomfist.
All right, there we go.
Maybe they already
I'll set the title.
No, maybe they threw him into a volcano and that's his mythic skin.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing with his mythic skin. Maybe that is it. Maybe his mythic skin turns out that he dies in a pool of lava. And there we go. Aha! You knew it all along. But what? I'm
Vendetta just goes like,
so
now.
Obvious.
And he comes back with one wing because he's dead or whatever. The wing is about being dead. I don't know.
Yeah, he's Sephiroth. Yeah, and he's just, okay. No, we're getting in a bit of silly territory here. But let me one-up you. What if they bring back, that Doomfist dies and they basically change his kit. They use that as a big rework that focuses, his gauntlet is gone. She has taken his gauntlet. That they just kind of do the thing you said with the skin, but also kind of completely rearrange his kit. Just make it into something
And he
completely
becomes a
different.
support.
Maybe you never
People
know.
would die.
I don't think he would be a good support. Like in any case,
No.
like no, he
I
would
had a
be.
dumb theory.
Go for it. We love dumb
It was
theories.
like on the launch of Overwatch 1, there's that kid with the broken arm looking at the gauntlet in that
Yeah, you said it.
He's the next
Doomfist,
Doomfist.
Doomfist dies, and this kid is now grown up, and he somehow gets his hand. He's been obsessed with that fist, and he gets it, and he is new Doomfist.
That would be
I don't know.
hilarious.
Bro-
And they just
I'm
make
so
a skin
broken.
where
Broken
basically
arm
is a
kid
cast.
is
Yeah.
new Doomfist.
One punch kid. Yeah, that would be amazing.
I love it.
That they have the skin for him where he
Absolutely love
basically
it.
has a cast instead of the gauntlet.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. We'll see what they're planning to do. I'm not against the whole Spirit Ghost or the Force Ghost thing either, where you just basically have this translucent blue Doomfist running right next to you anytime you play the Doomfist going like, dude, I think something's wrong with you. What are you talking about?
Wait. That actually made me think, like, when you said there's this translucent Doom just following you around, my brain went, instead of actually when you play Doomfist, when you play Vendetta, there is a ghost
You
of
killed me.
Doomfist going
You killed
around
me.
like,
You killed me.
hey.
Hello.
I'm going to
hello.
haunt you forever.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, God.
there's a lot of things that they can do. I think it is still Blizzard, it's still T4. It still needs to be grounded a little bit in reality. Although One Punch Kid would be an awesome
A little
idea.
bit.
But it could be that a skin would actually be a very good idea. I think that is the most reasonable suggestion out of all of our suggestions today, is that he gets a skin that shows his... and if he's dead, a zombie skin. There we go, a zombie skin for Doomfist. Basically just always going after you.
So 2 weeks ago, we recorded the second coming of Cassidy, and this week is like zombie Doomfist strikes again. I don't know why he strikes again. Has he stricken before? I don't know.
That's all he does. Strike
risen from the
right
dead.
in the face. And then you fly against the wall.
That
Damn
is
it.
true. Well, I am very excited about one thing, which is if we have a season of Talon. I do adore the Talon skins that they released before.
They're beautiful.
Like
Yeah.
Brig and Nana. There was a lot of, I personally really found those skins really exciting. So I'm hoping that we get a bunch of cool Talon skins, and I think there's a lot of cool cosmetic content that will be possible as well.
I think on the flip side too, like if it's sort of moving the story along, they're going to have new like Overwatch recruits too. So like, what does Wu Yang look as an Overwatch member, or like they could be skins on that other side as well. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
very
about that
true.
too.
Very true. Yeah. I mean, and
Actually, last week I forgot to mention, because we were talking about maps, and there is the university as a stadium map that is beautiful and Wu Yang related, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Wishing
Yeah.
University.
So it's beautiful. I love that map. So I love that they, like you said, Dee, that they are really pushing lore with story with gaming as well, with trying to tie those two up. So hopefully we can get more of that.
Yeah, I think that is the best way to start. If you can't make a whole PvE game like they plan to do as a new pillar within Overwatch, the best way to do it is to tell that story in your game. That's what I've been saying for the last 2 years, is tell that story with the game that we're playing. There's so much they can do, including adding Emre's mother and father sitting at the table sipping coffee while we rush by and start shooting at each other. But those are the things that, I mean, Marvel Rivals does it. They have a few NPCs on some of their maps, and let's be honest, once we start fighting, we don't notice them that much. We ignore a lot of
there's
details.
there's a couple of like Omnic butlers and
Yeah, true.
and lounge singers and things in the spawns and some of the maps. So it's not totally.
Well, yeah, and the spawn rooms are the perfect
Can you
place to sell
imagine?
lore.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the spawn being Emre's house?
Exactly, that's what I wanted to
And
say.
then the spawn, their parents are there.
Where are you guys going? Are you leaving already? Every time you walk out of the spawn, you're leaving already? You just hear that. No,
Bring your coat.
grab a piece of cake for along the way. No, take some water. Here, have some coffee. Like
This
constantly.
would be the best map.
Oh my God. Hey, Blizzard, just take all our ideas. You can have them. It's fine. We don't need to
Have
win a
them.
hero.
We just want free stuff, like Bog said. Just give us free stuff.
Yeah. Give us free stuff, right, Bog? We need more free stuff.
Oh. Look, I would love more merch items for my home. That'd be great.
Yeah, send us one of those statues. I paid more for my Reinhardt statue with my own hard cash. God damn it! And then they dropped the price with half.
Blizzard's actually sent me some of those really expensive things, but I've had to give them away to people. It's been very upsetting.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, they've sent us some events here in Australia as prizes for packs, and I've had to give away very expensive, massive.
But they don't send one to use to keep for yourself.
Not for me. I know. What? I'm send two, please. One for me.
No,
I had that big Reinhardt statue in my house for a month, sitting in a box.
Are you kidding me? I mean, the European and I don't know how it is in North America. We don't get that much, but back in the day, I had a PR contact here in Benelux, and he sent me. I saw that you went to a World of Warcraft event too, but I don't make World of Warcraft content, although I do play the game. And they sent me the Helm of Domination, just for New Year's, I don't know, 6-7 years ago.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they were like, "Here, take that." They didn't have to give it away. Could keep it for myself. It's been standing there behind me for a few years now. But anyways,
Blizzard doesn't know I exist. Maybe that's for the best.
I don't know. It brings a lot of responsibility and kind of things with it. It's a double-edged sword. There's a lot of joy to be had with stuff like
exactly.
that.
It's maybe for the best that they don't know I exist.
Yeah.
Because then I can keep talking shit oh, Juno's boring. If they're here's some free stuff, I'll be like, oh God, now I need to make actually fully formed thoughts about this.
Yeah, okay.
No.
That's the thing. I was going to say, Blizzard doesn't mind you when you talk shit about what they're making.
No.
They want to know why you think it's shit. They will want your opinion because they would like to change it. But they've never said you lay off with complaining about this or that to nobody. I don't think they do that. The one thing I wanted to talk about, actually, the drives is actually a week earlier. I noticed that it was coming next weekend, but I didn't connect the dots that it was actually a week earlier than it usually is. That makes me think, what can we expect in the last week to happen? Why would they do that?
It's a mystery. Because at the end of season, it's usually drives. I don't know if what you guys think about drives, but when you see that thing pop up in ranked, I go, oh no, it's drives.
Yeah, no, I hate it. I hate it with a passion.
I have to play, and it's gonna be rough, and I must get it.
I'm with Bog. I hate it. It's gonna be sweaty because everyone wants it, but I must have them. I can't sit it out. I just can't.
That's one of those things where I'm too old for this shit. I'm going to pass completely. I don't want to.
I was on vacation last time, and I feel like I definitely left out. My only thought was maybe whatever they're doing in season 21 is so big that they're going to have some outage.
Yeah, or
I don't know.
Maybe that is a good. The other thing, I had two ideas. One of them is there will be a spotlight event, which I have been saying that is going to happen in the last week of season 20, which is the first week of February. And I know last year when they did Spotlight event, the Drives event was on, and there were a lot of fellow creators that were like, oh shit, man, I can't do my Drives event. Because they were at the location, they were at the event, there was so much other stuff happening.
You think they did that for content creators they invited to an event? No way.
Some of these content creators, look, we are small beans, but some of these people have big mouths and they get a lot of shit done. They get a lot of shit done.
There's some big beans out there.
There might be...
That day doesn't work for me. Can you move it for everyone on the planet?
But there might also be, I think that is going to be the more likely thing, that they plan something else for that last weekend that is going to ramp up to... I mean, if the storyline that we kind of unfolded where Vendetta is going to kind of, take over, that might all be explained before the season actually starts and not necessarily in the season. We will probably maybe get to replay it during the season, but... The ramp up towards, there's still a lot of story that needs to be told, and they have about 2 weeks left to do that. And I think in that last week, we're going to just see, shit shift, and there's going to be so much going on that the Drives event would have been too much to add to that whole pile. That's what I was thinking. On top of content creators just going, hey, if you want me to come to your event, you need to move Drives. I don't know who's going to be there. But I definitely think there's going to be a spotlight event. I mean,
What was that cough? What was that cough?
Yeah, that was me coughing. Sorry.
No, I think you were trying to disguise something. You
No, I'm
know,
not
you're going to
disguising
the
anything.
event. You know.
No.
It's
That
like
was a very
no,
suspicious
it's
cough.
just moving this event.
I've been seeing this for the last few weeks, and I understand that people don't believe me because last year I said the same thing, and turns out I was. But trust me, I'm not part of it this year, and it makes a lot of sense. Like I said in my last video, I mean, they need to rotate this. Once you get to the level of, although like people like Flats, they have kind of abandoned Overwatch for the bigger part. But if you're on a certain level, let's say, where you manage to kind of address a bigger audience, you can count on them inviting you more often. But for me, I think it was a few people in the team that appreciate my content, and they were like, "Hey, let's invite that weird guy from Belgium with the beard that always makes so much noise." And
Does that mean you're going?
No, that was last year, not this year. No. But
But I'm saying I think you're trying to fool us. It means you're going, right?
I believe him.
I believe.
I love how last year everybody was like, when I said I wasn't going, everybody was, "Oh, they should let you go." And now this year everybody's, "No, fuck you. We don't believe you.
You're going.
You're going."
We
And
don't
like,
believe
"No,
you
I'm
lied
not."
to us before.
It's
I just remember just turning on your stream and it's just like, wait, where is D? And I think I had other streams from other creators open. I was like, wait. And then I just like, are you at Blizzard? I was like, why did this happen? Amazing.
That was fun.
So now the fact is they changed the drives for you specifically to attend D.
No, because I don't do the drives. They would never do that for me, trust me. However, I have to say, when like Belgium has a difficulty with loot boxes and whatnot, you know that like the loot boxes are not allowed. With all of the loot boxes they have been adding, we kind of, like when you go.
Have you been getting those?
Listen, when you go to the battle pass, you guys see that you're going to get a loot box, and you know that there's loot boxes on your battle pass. They are not there for us, but. They occasionally just appear randomly. Like, bam, there you go. Legendary loot box. So they figured something out.
Is that not from
progression? Yeah, I was going to ask if you got the progression boxes.
Officially, no. But unofficially, there have been random legendary loot boxes appearing in my inventory. So they figured out a way that is legal. They've changed the system for small countries like Belgium and the Netherlands to make sure that we get our loot boxes. I mean, they sometimes do things for small communities, and they definitely think about that kind of stuff. They didn't want anybody to be excluded.
Like China, they were looked after.
Yeah.
That small community.
I mean, there's been lately, and maybe let's keep that for the last topic here, because we've been going for quite a while now, and I think we need to slowly run up. But the last thing I want to say is, like, for China, they have been doing a lot of special events for China, and I've noticed in the community that has been rubbing some people the wrong way. Like, why don't we get those events, and why don't we get those rewards? But I think the reality just is that China did not have Overwatch for 2-3 years, and they're catching up.
Yeah, I think it is. It's the catch up. Yeah.
But
it's trying to communicate all that lore and stuff they've missed, right? I think that's
exactly. And usually back in the day when they did stuff like that, nobody got to see it because, well, there wasn't that much of a situation where now every little fart that happens in the world is 2 seconds later is known on the other side of the globe, and everybody knows what is happening in China. And there's some people that keep track of everything, and then. Yeah, it kind of makes some people jealous, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. I think we're going to get our fair part of events and whatnot in 2026. It's going to be an interesting year. A good moment that we have the podcast back so we can rant about it for way too long. And, Akila can have her little moments with Emre in the coming 12 months. I still think he's going to be the
Listen, I'm going to be the voice. So D, you need to choose your cast members carefully, because I'm going to be the voice that is going to be up for all the summer clothes. We're ab friendly here. I'm going to be like, look, this looks hot, because fan service is important. I'm going to be the voice that's going to say, like, look, we need more heroes in bathing suits.
I think that is perfectly fine.
I'm here waiting for Mama Hong to release. That's all I want.
There we go. That's what we need.
Service.
That's what we get. We get in this cast is a very varied group of people that have their own fixations and things they want to see, and it represents the community. There is a good part of this. The people that listen to this podcast that are going to be, Mama Hong, and then there's going to be a part that says, more swimsuits.
Where my Hong is at.
Yeah, and then there's going to be a really small part that goes, Mama Hong in a swimsuit. So we got everybody covered here. It's going to be fine.
Listen, we cater to everyone here.
Can I change the title of the podcast to Mama Hung in a swimsuit?
Yes, please. Please do it.
That's some clickbait right there.
Yeah, right there.
It is clickbait because it's like 3 seconds at the end of the episode. But yes, please do it.
No, I know for certain that this is going to be the title that makes Scorpio listen to this podcast. I'm 100% certain. That's out of my mouth. For sure. All right, but I think we've yapped enough. I mean, the next time we're going to be talking to each other is going to be right before the season is going to drop. At that point, we're going to know so much more. We're going to look back at this episode and we're going to think like, oh my God, Akila was right. Or maybe we're going to see Mama Hung in a swimsuit. I don't know. But we're going to know by the next episode. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Me too.
But guys, thank you very much for joining today. Have a good rest of your Sunday. And I'll see you guys, or I'll hear you guys in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Omnic Weekly. A huge thank you to our patrons. You guys are legends. And you too can join the Omnic Post family over on patreon.com/the Omnic Post. Subscribe to this podcast on whatever channel you are listening or watching this episode. You can follow the Omnic Weekly on Instagram and Twitter. For now, however, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Till next time, bye-bye.